Now, Taking Control with Dr. Josh.
Each year, millions of Americans experience the holiday blues. So how do you help a friend or loved one enjoy the holidays rather than suffer through them? Joining us today with some tips to help friends and family who suffer from the blues is UAB psychologist Dr. Josh Klapow. Thanks so much for joining us.
Sure, Gina.
What does cause the holiday blues?
It can be caused by lots and lots of things, but if you think about it, it's really kind of a combination of life circumstances and bad timing. So for a lot of people, it's been a tough year, financially hard, problems at work, problems with relationship, remembering a lost loved one, something like that, and that comes into conflict with the holiday time, and it can make you feel bad, and it's hard to see somebody that we know and love go through that.
Okay, so what can you do to help cheer them up?
Well, the first thing is not to avoid them, to acknowledge your concern, to express your concern. A lot of times we try to stay away from people who have the blues. Let them know that you're recognizing that they're feeling down. That's really important to kind of get it out in the open.
And I was going to say, you also say check in on them, make sure they're okay.
You want to do a combination of two things. You want to kind of involve them in activities, but not too much. I mean, you don't want to sort of drag them through to everything, but you want to let them know that that invitation is there, that you care about them, that you're worried about them, that you want them to be involved. So it's a combination of, phone calls and saying, hey, let's go do something, but don't push too much.
And I know sometimes people like to know that they're at least listened to.
That is probably one of the most important things, because people who are feeling down or have the blues, they actually kind of beat themselves up because they feel down, and a lot of times they just want to talk. They want to get something off their chest. So being a good listener, listening and being willing to listen is critical. And while you're listening, you need to listen for warning signs that it may be something more serious than just the blues.
Okay, so what are some of those warning signs?
It's one thing if someone's saying, I'm feeling down, I'm just kind of not into the holidays. If they're talking about having a hard time getting out of bed, if they're tearful, if they're feeling hopeless or helpless, if they're saying they're not interested in really anything, if they're saying that life is not worth living, those kinds of things, now you've got a more serious problem, and that's depression. And if that's going on, you want them to go to a mental health professional or a medical professional just to check it out. Most people that's not going to happen for, but if you hear that in a loved one, you definitely want to take action.
So those are some of the symptoms of depression, like what you were talking about.
Absolutely. And again, most people, the blues are time limited. It's kind of uncomfortable. We can help cheer them up. There's things we can do. Small percentage of the people, it goes on to be something much more serious. And in that case, you want medical or mental health professional attention.
All right, Dr. Josh, thank you so much.
Sure, Gina.
All right, Stephen?